Harbour, right? So you are in Harbour recently? Eh? Do you know the building that Tubman had there? On the Cape, right? William Paye Tubman. The building he had there is right on the Cape. He used to ride a yacht from here to Harbour. And then you will disembark. And then 4 men, 2 front, 2 at the back to touch the water. But those people on whose shoulder he sat, they didn't matter, their life didn't matter. And he was sleeping in that mansion. Since Tubman died, is any human being living in our house? Nobody lives in it. He had a farm there, ready going there. And my father and I, before my father passed, he and I used to argue. He used to debate. He said, you know what giving you hard time in Liberia? I said, no. He said, the enlightenment level you have is too hard. I was suffering you. You got to be in Liberia, like you're not seeing anything. Pretend that you're not seeing anything. I said, but daddy, how can I pretend that I'm not seeing anything? That means I'm just aware, not be alive. And we're discussing, he said, James Phillips, finance minister, used to go to his farm with private jet. And he thought it would have excited me. Then I said, but daddy, then he was not a farmer. I said, but then he was not a farmer. He said, what are you talking about? I said, I've traveled around the world, even the very America where our people can go to often. I have not seen a farmer carry a helicopter on the farm. Then he was not a farmer. And you know what? I told my father, I said, you know why James Phillips was doing that? The public money he was using. The public money the man was using. So my dear people, why in our generation we can't learn? Why people get into government and within a twinkling of an eye, they are all over the place acquiring property. And some of them are our friends. We went to school together. Some of them, as of January 2018, they were renting in cubicle. They were tenants. Today they have millions. But I tell you this, as part of our proposal that we are taking to the legislature, as Senator of Montserrado County, the next government will audit this government. We audit this government. And not just audit this government. Not just this government. But the action of public officials. Even the legislature. Is, don't get me wrong. If you work hard and if you are living within your means, your salary, and then you save your salary to be able to buy vehicle, expensive vehicle, and build your house. If you get 50 houses, what we'll do is we advocate for the executive to be mandated to review that. All you need to do is just take the national budget for the past year. Just take the national budget and say, you know what? Your salary every year is this amount of money. But then you have 50 properties. When we look at the value of this property, it's in millions. So we calculate your salary every year. Even if we decide, we just say, okay, let's just assume that you save all your money. You even spend $1, right? Which is not possible, right? But we say you save all your money that you work for. We calculate the total amount of money, and then we say, okay, the money you ought to have made during those 6 years was about maybe 600,000 or 300,000 or 200,000. But here you, Mr. Wilmot Paye, or Madam Paye, this person, you have acquired property, and the value of your property is 5 million. We just do the deduction. That July to you that it's difficult to do, and that's what we will do. And if the next government does not do it, we here, Wilmot Paye standing here in that Senate, we will fight for it to happen. That's what we are promising. Whether you senator, you representative, you minister, you president, you whoever, it will be subject to investigation. When the I was telling some police officer the last time, I said, why do you rush to grab that innocent, that young man who comes right here and take $50 or $100 from somebody and run away with it? You call him a robber, and by the time you arrest him, you handcuff him, you detain him in the police cell within less than 48 hours, you prepare a charge sheet, you charge him to court, and the man is remanded into South Beach. But you have that joker who is stealing millions of dollars, and when they come around, you are standing on the road and saluting them, and you asking for handout. We want to transform your life. The uniform you wearing, we want to be in the Senate so we can say you need sets of uniform. No police officer, no senior police officer in the traffic division, in the traffic section. Those of you can have traffic cases. Go there, ask them if I'm lying, go there. No senior, even the head of section in the traffic section of the Liberia National Police does not make $150 United States a month. So what do you think will happen to the traffic cases? The accident report, what do you think will happen to it? My people, this is what we are talking about. Liberia trained a little over 2,000 personnel in our army, and some people will say, but you can't disclose it for a sensitive, intelligent, and all of that. But I tell you, those of you go there and see the number. Go there and see the number. Why are we treating our country as if we conquered this piece of land in a war? And you know, when you conquer land in war, you can treat the people as captives. This is what the government of the Republic of Liberia is doing to its citizens. And the lawmakers are sitting down there, with the exception of very few. They're moo-moo. They don't talk. How can you be a lawmaker? You can't advocate, you can't represent your people through legislation. People-centered lawmaking, that's our vision. People-centered legislation. The Senate must work for the people. The Senate must not work for its members. The legislature must not work for its members. They are there to work for the people. That's what it means. And my dear people, I will close with this. I will close with this. I can say a lot more. We can sit here for the next 1 week. And every time I say something, I will bring information that will shock you. We are not running our campaign based on falsehood. We lies. We go to the communities, we tell our people the truth. And none of the people running for senator, none of us, none of my rivals running will come and discuss that you did it. Anyone of them come here and discuss what you did it? They don't know. They don't know it. They don't know it. They will not say it. Because everybody just want, you know, I look at my man and I say, my man get 500 gallons every month. Or they get this kind of party, right? Myself want to go ride. But one of the things that we will fight for over there, how can you be a representative or senator of Montserrado County, representing Montserrado County in the legislature? With the exception of maybe the representative, people representing District Number 1 and those who are whose constituencies extend into remote part of Montserrado County. Why should I, as senator of Montserrado County and representative from Level G or Grand Crew or Lofa County, and I get the same petroleum products for our vehicles when I cover less distance? What is that? That's looting. That's corruption. This is what we will fight. We'll fight to do. I will end with this. I don't want the moderator to say I'm overstepping the bound. Actually, frankly, I love my country. So I can talk about this country with passion. Because I know the solutions are right here in our hands. But people try to make it appear that it's impossible. They say JJ Rawa in Chini, we want here, why you want to waste your time? Allah! JJ Rawa had a movement. Tommy had a movement. Eddie Johnson said he had a movement. Now is our time. Georgia has had a movement. When you abuse your opportunity, it's a privilege for your country to entrust you with its leadership. And government is like a susu club. I will close on this particular point. Government is like a susu club. In a susu club, the members come together and they agree. They say, let's form our susu club. Every Sunday we meet. The least amount somebody can put in, a member can put in, maybe $50 Liberian. But you can put, and our people can say in the community, you can put 5 hands, 10 hands, and what you can say, based on your ability. Then the Susu Club member come together and say, okay, let's choose people, let Wilmot Paye and few others be the leaders of the Susu Club. We are among them treasurer, financial secretary, and the president, right? Before you entrusted us with the leadership of the Susu Club, you knew the life we were living. Because we are in the community. You knew the schools our children were going to. You knew the kind of dress my wife was wearing. You knew everything about me. But the moment you started to entrust us with your resources, when you pass in my yard, every time you pass around the party in my yard, party. Every time I party, I'm celebrating my children's birthday. Even the pet, the dog and cat in my yard, I'm celebrating their birthdays. My wife is sewing expensive new suits almost every week. What will you as Susu Club members say? You will get concerned, right? Then why when the citizens complain, our government can get back? Because government is like a Susu Club. All of the citizens, the millions of citizens in this country, can't all go to the executive mansion. All of them can't go to the Capitol building. So our constitution says, let's have a Republican form of government through representation. We take one person after every 6 years to be president. And that one person we say, okay, you take somebody who will be your vice president when we choose you. And then the people wrote our constitution, they were wild. They said, no, if we just limited it to that one person and the vice president, the two people will just go in the corner, anything they agree on, they will come and just do it, they will fool us. So we can't allow, powers have to be regulated. So we can't leave them to operate on their own. Let's have another branch, a branch of government. Then we have 30 men, 30 people in the upper, they call it the Senate. Then we have 73 people. Now those people there, and the president and the vice president plan what to do to fool all in the Liberian way, to fool all in the country. Those 103 people, I don't think they're able to control all of them. Then those 103 people say, no, Mr. President or Madam President, this one here does not represent the interests of our people. We are not going to say to allow it. Even though you say you want $100 million for education in this budget year, we are saying because of the needs of our educational system, we are appropriating $200 million for education. Wow. That's what legislation is all about. So my dear people, our Susu Club, it's time for us to change the leadership so that every member of the Susu Club, every citizen of this country can have the benefit. Every region of Liberia, and you and I speak the same tribe, and you want to vote for me because we speak the same tribe, then I'm not your candidate. If you are looking for a candidate, who and you come from the same village, who and you come from the same community, if you are looking for effective people-centered representation in the Senate after October 10th, fearless, to be a ceaseless voice of not just advocacy, but practical representation based on what can work to give young people hope. The millions of jobs that were promised you, which you are not getting, that the environment can be created for you to get it, then Wilmot Paye is your candidate. On October 10th, challenge us, and we will not disappoint you, the people of Montserrado County. Thank you.
dedication for joining us.
We hope that as mindful of the comments made as we are, so we proceed straight into the question and answer. We interact with the media first. Is any?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Also, my name is Springs, and I read for Prime FM, and I also report for the US-based Focus on Liberia online television. Mr. Paye, I had just one single question for you. You are a member of the Unity Party. You were the chairman of the Unity Party during the Salif regime. You later on resigned from the party, or for lack of a better word, whether you are expelled or resigned, but I know you left the party and joined another political party. You are back to the Unity Party. Your party, the ruling party at the time, was branded by Liberians as corrupt. That the former President Salif practiced nepotism, and the legislature was corrupt under your government. Those are things you are pushing now against this government. How do you reconcile that? How can Liberians trust you that your government was once branded as corrupt? The president practiced nepotism, the legislature was corrupt under your regime. You want to go there and you are branding the citizen government as corrupt as well. How do you reconcile that? Thank you very much.
My name is Valentine and I report for Liberia Independent Television. In one of your public appearances, you said the government will pass into law the gay right. So I would like for you to throw a light in.
Thank you. I'm Zach Sherman from KMTV Liberia. My question is about the lawmaking. I want to be very concise and to ask as to whether the laws as it takes now, you getting me? The laws as it takes now, how do you look at those laws that are necessary and those that are not necessary, that you're going to make the difference between the two?
Thank you. Necessary and not necessary law.
All right, thank you. Necessary or necessary law. The first thing is, when laws are unnecessary, I don't know what standard you use, they can either go through one or two processes. In the legislative sense, in the whole part, or a good portion of an existing law will have to be changed to the point that the whole body of law is affected as it exists. They call that repeal. When you have to change most of it, then you repeal the law and replace with something completely new. On the other hand, if you have to just change a small section or part of it, then you amend it. So what we are saying is, take our education law for example. Let me begin with the executive law of 1975-76. The Constitution of Liberia says our government should be what? The Republic shall take steps. The Republic shall take steps to make sure that there is national integration. If you read Article 5C of the Constitution of Liberia, you will come across those clauses. That the Republic is to take steps to make sure to promote national unity and integration. How do you integrate a country, a population? You integrate by making sure that there's broad participation. Look at what's happening in our country. Everywhere you see people, and I like when you said somebody talk about nepotism. So you can amend the executive law and give the authority to the president to say, even when you are forming the cabinet, there should be a national banner. The Constitution says it. But when somebody becomes president, they say the president appoint all government officials and cabinet people say are the way and pleasure. But I haven't seen way and pleasure in the Constitution. They say at the pleasure of the president. But everybody can say way and pleasure. You know what will be? I can do it any kind of way. You have to do it. But they say at the pleasure. In other words, consistent with the agenda of the government of the day. So you must please the policy on which I was elected and I was elected to implement. So those laws that you consider to be necessary, even though you didn't read specific law, but the education laws of this country needs to be revisited. The education laws, this is a country where even our budget law, we don't even have research and money for research and development in this country. But you have universities, research, we don't pay for thinking. In other countries, they pay for thinking. But here we pay for positions. We pay for titles. All our universities, when you are crafting the national budget, you can set up in the budget and say, this is a research and development or R&D fund. We are making provision in this year's fiscal budget. Universities, institutions, and scholars that meet certain required standards can access this. That's how you promote innovation. That's how you promote creativity. Those are some of the things that we think need to change. Education, look at our education system. Students are leaving high school without skills, basic skills. While we can amend our education, the curriculum, revise it to the point, and the legislature can authorize the executive to review that and say, look, can we say, as part of the requirement for completing high school, somebody ought to have completed a whole year of vocational studies? Yes! Those are some of the things that can happen. So by the time you leave high school, you are able to earn the money that people make in developed countries. They're not in the offices. They're not in the offices. They're not in white collar job. It's in the industries. Carpentry. Have you seen a carpenter in Liberia with a license? Have you seen a carpenter with a license? Have you seen a mason with a license? Have you seen a baker with a license? This is the way the legislature can establish if it is existing and nobody cares for it. You can revisit that to have a license, to strictly a licensing regime. And you know when you do that, what you'll be doing? This is what you'll be doing. You dignify that profession, and then you say, if you don't have a license, the Republic of Liberia has not licensed you as a carpenter, no individual or company or government will give you contract. And when you do that, you are documenting them. When you are documenting them, you know what you're doing? You're creating jobs. More people, the foreigners, will not come here and take over jobs that your people can do. Some of you travel along the Rawafee Highway and the Somalia Drive, which is now called Japan Freeway. There is a bakery there they call AY Town Bakery, right? Some of you go to Rawafee, you see the town bakery, right? Now, you know how much money the people there making, the Lebanese people, the foreigners are making? I don't hate foreigners, but I love my country. You can even be American man or white from wherever. I love my country. So I talk about it with confidence, without fear and favor. The people who own that bakery are foreigners, meaning Lebanese. But guess what? The people who do the baking are Liberians. Go and ask them how much they make. And find out how much millions those people who own it are taking away from our country. Somebody from Boston, somebody travel from way Middle East with one pair of trousers, one beautiful traveling bag. They come here within 3 years. And then they are millionaires. While our people are starving and they get ready to sack them anyway. Go to the stores across the bridge. Even the employees, like people that are working there, no guarantee employment. And one of the things we'll be pushing will be, look, if you are a private employer, whether you store owner or whatever, you must have an employment agreement, formal employment agreement with all your employees, and make provision for insurance for them, for health benefits for them, so that one day you can't just wake up one day and just sack the people. Those are some of the things that we can change. We can change a lot of these things. Existing laws can be changed to suit today's reality, because laws are not just there sitting down there. That people made the laws. Some of the laws we have outlaid their usefulness. We need to make our laws contemporary. That's what we seek to do. Somebody asked about gay rights. You said I mentioned this the last time, and I'm happy you brought it up. When I said it on OKFM, those of you listen to it, the Minister of Education came and said I was speaking garbage. Very undiplomatically, that's how our Minister of Information, a senior cabinet official, spoke that day. Without even trying, even thinking twice to say, all right, we will review it. But guess what? Hasn't that been verified? I was not guessing, and then Wilmot Paye standing in front of you will not come here and lie. And what would I seek in lying? In March, specifically in March of this year, this government signed the Lusaka Declaration, Stipulation 8. You go on the U.S. State Department website. If you want it, if you don't have it, I will leave my number here and I can send it to you. The government signed it without reservations to promote, to respect and promote gay rights. But this is totally in disregard for our Constitution. Our Constitution says we must respect our traditional and cultural values. And Liberia has a religion, Liberia has a traditional foundation. We have Muslims in this country whose values and tradition and principles and teachings run contrary to what our government has signed onto. And you know the good news is that under the Constitution of Liberia, when the president, when the government sign, the executive sign onto any international agreement, the legislature has the power to approve of it. So as Senator of Montserrado County, that's one of the things that we will be checkmating to make sure that it doesn't become law in our country. Because it's an abuse of the sanctity of our culture, of our society. So yes, thank you for reminding me about that. And let me say this, nobody should lie to you that if you don't support gay rights or LGBT or whatever, America will not give you money. They are not gonna lie. America has their tradition. We have ours. We have ours. Diplomacy, they got something they call reciprocity. We respect them. They must respect us. If their system allows for that, our system does not allow for that. Our partnership cannot be based on the fact that we must do what they say. And this is what some of us stand for. Then somebody say, oh, you are expelled or resign, you are too sure. I think already here we clarify that. Now, and this is what I believe people in the media should credit the Unity Party. The fact that the party, after all that transpired, you know, I always say to people, we shouldn't disagree, we shouldn't try to discourage disagreements within our organizations. When we cease to disagree in our organization, despite the diversity, then it means those organizations are now should not exist. Because we come from different backgrounds. We disagree on the basis of policies, we disagree on the basis of principles and all of that. So the fact that Unity Party, with its leadership from top to bottom across Montserrado County, saw the need to nominate Wilmot Paye by consensus. It was unprecedented because a big political party, the Unity Party, with too many qualified people, too many people with ambitions to look at somebody like me and say, look, you know what? We want you to contest on the party ticket in Montserrado County. It means the party has a serious leadership. The party has a serious leadership. And leadership that means what it says and says what it means. A leadership that is truly committed. After all, if you want to transform this country under the next president, Joseph Wilmot Paye, you will need a legislature in which you will have men and women like Wilmot Paye. Not the people who will be using public office to steal. And they try to pretend that they are doing favor for the citizens. This is what you need. And so I think I have tried my best to address that. And you say, how can Liberians trust me? The fact that you even said in the past we criticized our own administration, even though I was serving as Secretary General and later as National Chairman. Isn't that the reason why the people of Montserrado County should trust somebody like me? That is the reason. That is the reason. So thank you for grading us like that.
So we are time pressed. Wilmot Paye is fully energized to carry us the whole day. But we time pressed. So we're not taking any further batch. Wilmot Paye will continue and I'm calling the other activities afterwards. Take it over.
I'm not nobody. I'm not nobody. I'm the advisor. I'm pursuing. No, I said that's my camera. You are rocking. That's an issue for Nigeria. I said no other person can have a fight so please respect the order. They're not ordinary forum. That cares. But in fact, the forum is
You follow me. You follow me. Why you take me? Oh, but you get over to the you for the you Mama, I'm going to provide a crowd of all the lies. Let me see what point. What about lies you come and say?
invite Senator Sir Joseph here with me so we can talk. I look forward to that opportunity. And we've been challenging that ever since. And what we said here, and somebody mentioned it. Even people in our Ravos political party, what we are campaigning for is more than the party. We are campaigning for the Republic of Liberia. That's what the Unity Party is campaigning for. And I can say here, with total confidence, that there are CDC people, loyalists of the CDC across Montserrado County, who have embraced the rescue mission. And some of them are on our campaign team. And those are the people we are talking about. When we spoke the last time and talked about the gay rights, some kind of fictitious group went on okay, and you know that campaign time now. So people got people want to eat money. They went and said we're lying. But the document we referenced is of public information, which is even on the U.S. State Department website. And that is a tragedy of our country. People will form groups just so they can deceive politicians. And Wilmot Paye is not a traditional Liberian politician. I am a nationalist. I don't care what somebody says. What I know to be true is what I say. If you go on CNN and you question it, but I know it to be true, I will hold on to it. And thank God our people know that we have never lied to them in the past. As Secretary General, I never lied. As National Chairman of Unity Party, we never lied. Right here, as Assistant Minister for Land and Rail Transport, we supported the effort leading to the creation of the National Transit Authority, which Joseph is destroyed today. I was there. I was on a delegation that went to India as a follow-up to the last phase of negotiations for the buses that India donated to this country under the administration of the late Transport Minister Jackson E. Doe. I was a technical person on that delegation. So I'm not guessing. As Assistant Minister for Commerce and Trade, I was there when we supported the effort leading to the creation of the Liberia Business Registry. I was there as Assistant Minister for Trade and Commerce with the authority to sign business registration certificates, the licenses. At that time, it was the Assistant Minister for Commerce and Trade that signed it. And there was something on the law. There's something on the law which the Taylor administration introduced. And law that said exclusively there were 26 businesses set aside solely for Liberians. One of them are the things that we just spoke about here, the bakery, all of that. And then we decided to implement it because I can only support implementation because there's a hair here. So we started to implement it. If a business scheme to renew, because we do anniversary registration, every 12 months you have to renew your license. So when you came to renew, all I needed to do that time was just to as National Secretary General of the Unity Party on October the 30th, 2010, the president had wanted me to continue. I told her no. As a matter of principle, I cannot occupy 2 full-time responsibilities. So I resigned. Today, you have a Secretary General for CDC who is a full-time person in the party, and you also have him as the Senate Mayor of Monrovia. Now you see, Those of you who are Christians, you know that your Bible tells you that one man can answer two masters. I don't care how effective you are, how knowledgeable you are. It's not possible for you to occupy full-time obligations. What are you talking about? You are cheating your own country. And this is why people like us are needed on Capitol Hill. And don't let anybody fool you that building there, somebody can go there and so that by you, by the time you get there, you are compromised. If you can't, no office or title can make you to steal. If you are not a liar, no position can make you to be a liar. Talk about integrity in this country. Integrity is about character. It's about character. Don't let anybody lie to you. Integrity and character. You can't talk about integrity. That's why some of us don't talk about it. Integrity is not something you can advertise on a billboard. You can't advertise integrity on a billboard. If you have integrity, people will see it in the community. People will have seen it where you were yesterday. People will see it with your actions and conduct, not in your pronouncements alone. So we need leadership by example in this country. And so, my dear people, our country is at a crossroads. Corruption. We have to fight corruption. We need to change this mentality that somebody can go in government. The easier way to get rich in our country is to go in government. For God's sake. And just as we advocated before, even though it didn't happen, we are still advocating. In 2005, after the election, we said, if Liberia is broken down and we are here to rebuild, then we don't need cabinet ministers and government officials ought not to be riding executive jeep that costs 100,000, so many thousands of US dollars. If you can save your salary, you want comfort, you want luxury, you can save your salary. And then when your money reaches to that level, you buy your vehicle for your comfort. But the republic should be able to buy a vehicle that the republic can afford and that will just serve the purpose of transporting you to be able to serve our people. Why are we treating our country as if it is a country that we are just visiting? We are just passing through. So my dear people, our farmers, young people, your destiny is not in that lawmaker whose generosity you are hoping on in order for you to pay school fees. Your destiny as a woman, young woman, is not in that lawmaker who simply wants that government official who simply wants to abuse you. Liberians, your destiny is not in that public official. Whether he is generous or not is not an issue. But what is happening is your destiny is in a government, a governance that is about you, that is for you, that is by you, that will seek all day. And those of you who are Christian, the Bible says nation builders don't sleep. Look at the young people that drugs are killing in this country. How do we change it? How do we solve it? How do we solve it? In 2018, Daily Job, we are saying, the government said they were going to create 1 million jobs every year over the next 6 years. They said it. So where are those 1 million jobs? So if our government was creating 1 million jobs over the years for 6 years, all of us will all be employed, right? Because our population is between 5 million and 5.2 or 5.3 million. If we were going to have our own TV program and we put it to the border, because we had to make up for the shortage in labor, right? Because 6 million jobs are created by our government, then there will be a shortage. So we will ask Sierra Leoneans, we will ask Guineans, we will ask Ivorians, Ghanaians, or other citizens to come who meet our requirements to come here to make up for that employment gap. So as we go around, as Joseph and the government come around you to seek your endorsement for re-election, ask them where are the 1 million jobs? that they promise to create every year. Ask them the question. Ask them, and I will close on the last point. Our government said they pay WAS fee, student fee or whatever. In 2005, when the United Party government took over, nurses, Liberian nurses were making about 1,000 Liberian dollars every month. In 2006, before that year would end, that government had increased nurses' salary to about $200, and every year subsequent to that, something was added in the budget every year. After that, teachers' salaries were increased. Teachers' salaries. Many of you here were in a classroom, and you were here when government schools were attracting qualified teachers. While private, all the 3 teachers were running away from private schools, right? Because government was offering better salaries and incentives. As a result of that, private schools were forced to adjust their salary. They did not happen? This is what we are talking about. But when you harmonize the salary, somebody who are making $200, you slash it because according to Senator Joseph, those of you lazy to the debate we had, that so-called debate, if you lazy to it, he said the purpose, the goal of the harmonization was to create jobs. Can you imagine your senator, your lawmaker does not even know how you padded the payroll and you call it job creation. You padded the government payroll and you call it. The more opportunity there will be, and then what will happen? Government will have revenue. And you think this person deserves to be re-elected? Who does not even understand basic understanding the basic thing about how government operates? This is what we are talking about. 2023. So I have concluded. I just wanted to say thank you for the attention. You know, it's hard for me to conclude, but I just thank you. I think it through critically. Ask all the hard questions. The government pay WAS fee, 12 fee, and $60, right? 50, right? Okay, I don't know how much, but I need government pay. Government, through the president, the president gave grant. But this is it. But this is a reality that they don't want to tell you. If you took your child from preschool all the way nursery to 12th grade, you want to tell me you're not able to pay examination fee? My people, man. When you create job for their parents and you attract investment in this country and you make their parents to get employment, not only will they be able to pay their children's future, their children's school fees, but they will also be able to determine what their children will become tomorrow. So you give the people handout. Government University is in process right now. Government University under our government. Government University attracted professors and academics from around the world. It was among the leading universities in West Africa. But look at what is happening there today. There is a crisis there. It has been overly politicized. Because representatives, senator, and executive people in the government, they want the student, the faculty, the administration to sing praises to them. This is not what we want. The former American ambassador told you that since the government came to power, no hospital in Liberia has received $100,000 United States dollars, even though in some instances they just have it as appropriation in the budget. What are we talking about? Paracetamol. In January 2018, when we are became president and Sir Joseph became senator, paracetamol the strip cost $20 Liberian. Today is $100. The nurses and the doctors are now refusing to serve you But because they have nothing with which to work, that's why our hospitals have become cemeteries. So I want to thank the leadership for inviting me. They say there's a tradition. They say there's a tradition here. They say there's a tradition here, but I will just contribute to the tradition they demonstrated here small. My politics is different. The leadership here are transparent as it is to tell you people. But whatever we do here is more than that. But trust me, this intellectual center and all the other intellectual centers across this country, as the next senator of Montserrado County, we will elevate the issues of intellectual centers across this country. Because you are contributing, you are performing a constitutional duty that our government should be able to perform. So we live it up. All the different centers across this country, and we will work with you to make sure that issues affecting intellectual centers are lifted up